Yo, it's Marty VR. Today we're talking about the Quest 3 versus the Quest Pro. So this is the last one on my list of Quest 3 versus comparisons. And this is a good one because this one is very close. It comes down really to a matter of preference. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. I forgot the best way to show you guys. Let's go. All right, guys, so remember an old method of comparing headsets I used before on previous videos. So I'm gonna bring that back for this video, and we're doing the old Marty Do VR chart. So we're gonna do a chart with both headsets and then basically stating which headset does what better. But first, we're gonna start with the Quest Pro. Just starting off, I do think that the Quest Pro is infinitely more comfortable than the Quest 3 just base. So this is without the Elite Strap mods, without the comfort mods for the Quest Pro. I do feel like when you put on each headset, the Quest Pro is a lot more comfortable than the Quest 3. The Quest 3's facial interface to me is just not comfortable. It's very weirdly shaped for faces. And the back of the headset with the the thong strap that comes with the Quest 3 isn't that good. I do like the Quest Pro's design of having the headset be kind of off your face a little bit. So it's kind of like actual like goggles that kind of just hover in front of you. I do like that approach more of a headset only having that space to kind of hit your forehead right here. Now that can lead some marks and can cause a good bit of tension, but compared to the Quest 3 where the tension is just like everywhere and I feel like it's boa constricting your head, the Quest Pro has a clear edge in terms of comfort. Next, the Quest Pro does have a higher dynamic range of colors compared to the Quest 3. Like when you put on the Quest Pro and you look at certain scenes in different games, the colors really pop out compared to the Quest 3. This also includes local dimming, which makes darker colors in games look a lot more realistic than they would look in, say, a Quest 3 or a Quest 2. And that definitely does help. That's one of the main things I did wish that Meta kept with the Quest 3, and that was the local dimming, because it really makes a difference, man. Like if I put on my Quest Pro, I look at something like Elite Dangerous. It looks a lot different versus if I put on the Quest 3, and play the same game. Next is battery life. Man, the battery life for the Quest Pro is infinitely better than the Quest 3. The Quest 3 dies really fast. Now, it's also because it is using a lot more power to run things. And obviously that makes sense. But it's like, for just pure battery life, you can get a lot more out of the Quest Pro. Even when I was recording a lot of my B-roll for this video, I had to recharge my Quest 3 like a bunch of different times because it just kept dying. So if we're using like the mixed reality stuff or standalone, and especially PC VR, your Quest 3 is gonna die really fast. But the Quest Pro, since it is a weaker headset, it lasts a lot longer than the Quest 3. The Quest Pro is also a lot better when it comes to wearing glasses with the actual headset. Now, the Quest 3 does include a glasses spacer, but the way that the facial interface is made is very awkward to really wear glasses with your Quest 3. But with the Quest Pro, you have that option of having that space between your glasses and your lenses. So it makes for a lot more comfortable glasses wearing experience. And two, you can also put the light blocker in there to really get the immersiveness going with your glasses on. Next, let's talk about controllers. Now, the controllers for these two headsets are very different. Kind of similar, but very different. Now, this is like a mixture of the Quest 2s and the Quest Pro's controllers, and the fact that it doesn't have, the giant ring on the top of it. But the only thing is, this feels a lot cheaper than the Quest Pro controllers. Personally, I love the Quest Pro controllers because they feel a lot heavier, they feel a lot less cheap, and they feel really great in the hand. They have a grip. There's even a stylus at the bottom if you want to put it in there. And it's just a lot more fun to use. And two, they don't lose tracking. Now, I've lost tracking with these Touch Plus controllers a lot. But the Pros, I can't remember one time I've lost tracking with this controller, even in darker situations of me playing games. So the Pro controllers are smacking the Plus controllers. I personally will probably switch to these with my Quest 3 because it's just better in like every way. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Now, that does not mean that this is a bad controller. It's just when you compare it to the Quest Pro controllers, it's kind of lacking. But this is one of the better VR controllers I've used. That being said, the Quest 3 controller is not bad in any sense. This is a great controller. It works most of the time. Sometimes it does lose tracking when it's kind of by your sides or behind your back, but that's totally fine because it's not tracking itself like the Quest Pro controllers do. So, I mean, if you can get some Quest Pro controllers for the cheap, I definitely recommend it. But you know, it's all preference in the end of the day. Last thing we're gonna talk about is face tracking and eye tracking. So this one is kind of interesting because even though I've had a Quest Pro for about 3 to 4 months now, I don't think I've ever used the face and or eye tracking. So it's not a feature that gets used a lot for the Quest Pro, but if you're a person who likes to do a lot of, metaversing and stuff like that, it's a good feature. If you use VR chat, it's a great feature. But the thing is, for most people, even though it's a good thing to have on the headset, it's not really used like that. Because I mean, why as a developer would I spend the time to implement foveated rendering so only 0.5 or even like 5% of people who have in the Quest ecosystem can use it? It doesn't make much sense. So a lot of times games don't use like foveated rendering and stuff like that, even though they could. And honestly, I don't see why Meta would take that step back, of not having, the eye tracking anything. But I include it as a pro because it's good tech. It's something great to have if you need it. But if you're unless you're using your Quest Pro for productivity or something like that, a lot of times you're not gonna need it. So I mean, it's a pro. It's just a light pro, but it's still a pro nonetheless. No pun intended. All right, guys, pretty much includes the Quest Pro side of our chart. So now we're moving on to the Quest 3 side. I'm not gonna lie with you guys, the Quest 3 stomps out the Quest Pro in a lot of areas. Honestly, more areas than the reverse. And the first one being higher resolution. For me, this was probably one of the most impressive things about the Quest 3, and that's the fact that you can see everything. Like, I've never been able to read a lot of stuff in VR games without my prescription lenses, but with the Quest 3, especially doing PC VR, like Half-Life Alyx stuff, oh my God, I can literally read labels and stuff like that I couldn't before without glasses. So I usually have to have glasses. You could not be blind out here if you use CodeMark VR and VRRock.com. We can all see out here, we can all just be blessed with vision. But I'm getting a lot better with these ads. But the point is, the clarity for the Quest 3 is great. And honestly, it's one of the main reasons why I've been going to it more than my Quest Pro over the past few weeks. It just looks a lot better, man. I'm not gonna lie. It does. Now, to counteract that point a little bit, the Quest Pro does have better vibrance of colors. I will say that I have to get a Pro that, because some of the colors look way better in the Pro. But if you honestly tweak the settings of the Quest 3 a little bit, you can really get almost there, and it looks really good. All right, guys, so let's talk about the standalone experience for the Quest 3. Now, before I bought my Quest 3, I never played standalone VR. Ever, really. Like, I would try games here and there. They were like PS1 games. I would kind of put them down quietly and not play them again. But if you've been on this channel for a while, I'm mostly a PC VR guy. It's obvious, PSVR 2, PC VR for my Quest headsets. Just how I do. With me buying this Quest 3, I have been playing nothing but standalone games for the past like 2 or 3 weeks. That's insane. They just look so much better on the Quest 3 versus the Quest Pro. That is kind of like night and day. And I'll probably even put some footage of, I should have some footage of, if I'm doing my right thing editing, I should have some footage of right now of me showing you the Quest Pro versus the Quest 3 game. The Quest 3 absolutely stomps out the Quest Pro, the Quest 2, and really any other Quest headset when it comes to the standalone VR. It's really fun. I've been playing Out of Hand, I've been playing Gazzlers, Genotype. There's been a bunch of other games I've been playing, and they actually look really good. Like, it looks very impressive. Like, my Quest Pro, when I put it on the trial, the standalone VR again, it looked like PS1, man. And I was like, ooh, that's pretty nasty. And so when I put back on my Quest 3, I would say the graphic level has jumped from PS1 to very early PS3, high PS2 level. Not gonna lie. That's probably the closest comparison I can make for that graphic level change from putting on the Quest Pro to putting on the Quest 3. Crazy. Next is the pass-through. Now, pass-through is a really big thing if you're gonna do mixed reality. So this is kind of like a twofer. So better pass-through, better mixed reality. Now, this is a caveat. This is a large caveat to this, because obviously the Quest Pro can do mixed reality, and obviously the Quest 3 can do mixed reality. Now, the Quest 3 battery drains very fast. Woo, very fast on that mixed reality. So the time you actually get to spend in MR is very low, even with an Elite strap. I thought I would get at least like an extra hour, maybe some hours on my playtime with the Elite strap. It's not the case. That thing dies really fast. So While it does have better pass-through, better mixed reality, there's a large caveat there, like I said. Now, the pass-through is amazing. You can actually read your phone, you can read computer screens while you're in MR. Now, the Quest Pro, you can't do that. You can't really read screens. Lights are kind of blinding when it comes to pass-through in the Quest Pro. So if you're going for a more mixed reality experience, I would highly recommend the Quest 3. But if you want a mixed reality device with higher battery life, then the Quest Pro definitely might be your go-to for that. But you also got to think about 500 versus 1,000, which we'll get into later. While I was playing mixed reality stuff with my Quest 3, I felt a lot more immersed because I can actually see more of my background versus the Quest Pro, where it's real grainy. I think that's the best way to put it. It's really grainy, a lot less warping than the Quest 3, but nonetheless still a kind of grainy camera experience. So it's like I might as well just turn on like a VR world around me instead of having my actual world, because I mean it looks better. Next is FOV. FOV is really key for me. It's really important for me for a lot of VR headsets. The FOV on the Quest 3 is wider. It's about 30% wider than the Quest Pro. Now, this does not mean that the Quest Pro is a bad viewing experience, because you can really get those lenses close to your eyes with the dial that's on top of the Quest Pro. And so you can really get a lot of FOV out of that thing if you really wanted to. And the Quest 3 is kind of the same way, but you can't get as close with the base facial interface and strap. So definitely think that through. You can't really get it to hang in front of your eyes like on the Quest Pro, but you can get a lot of FOV out of both of them. But nonetheless, the Quest 3, it does have the wider FOV than the Quest Pro. Now let's talk about refresh rate. So the Quest 3 has a 120 max refresh rate, even for standalone games and PC VR. Now there's not a lot of games in PC VR unless you have a really strong PC like I do, that you can really get 120 hertz out of like that. So it's kind of like, there's probably more standalone games you can play with 120 hertz versus, you know, PC games. The Quest Pro's max refresh rate is 90 hertz. It's not bad. It's not bad. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad, but it's not better than the Quest 3. So if you're playing a standalone game, the highest refresh rate you're gonna be able to get to, even on the lighter standalone games, is only 90 hertz. So it's really like, it's kind of, what do you prefer? Now, me personally, I would love standalone games that reach 120, you know, really smooth experience. But yeah, you know, it's give or take. Personally, I would pick the headset that's cheaper with the higher refresh rate, personally, but it's up to you. Next, we'll talk about the mixed reality experience. We already talked about this before. Like I said before, the battery life for the Quest 3 can be terrible. So definitely think about how much battery life you have before you do mixed reality experiences, because they drain battery really fast. Now, I do have to say, this is the most fun I've had with mixed reality, well, ever, to be honest with you. I never really did it before because I didn't really see the point of it. And honestly, even now after playing some mixed reality games, I can see the allure of it. But personally, I'm not really sold. But that's just me. Some people will actually get mixed reality apps and really fall in love with them. So if you think you're one of those people, definitely try out the Quest 3's mixed reality mode and see which one you like more. Next, we're gonna talk about headset modularity. So the Quest 3 is a lot more modular than the Quest Pro by a mile. The only thing you can change on the Quest Pro is really the facial interfaces on the back and the front. And that's really about it. The Elite strap is kind of built into the Quest Pro, so there's kind of no way to really change it out. But with the Quest 3, you can take the strap off, you can take the interface off. You really can change everything about the headset other than maybe like the core, you know, things about the headset. That makes it better for me in terms of modularity, because I do like customizing my headsets to fit, you know, this big old noggin. With that being said, Meta knows that, and they made the Quest 3 base very uncomfortable. Ooh, I hated this headset when I got it because it was just so uncomfortable. The facial interface is like sandpaper, not comfortable at all. The base strap is a thong. Here's the thong. It's just like they literally put a thong on your head. Look at this, like tidy whities. But this is like terrible. I'm gonna chuck that away. Terrible base comfort. I hate it, but I'll complain about that enough on the channel. So moving on. Now let's talk about weight. The Quest 3 is 500 grams versus the Quest Pro's 700 grams. Now, the Quest 3 is lighter. It's lighter, but like I said before, and like I say all things, this is a caveat. The Quest Pro has way better weight distribution, I would say, versus the Quest 3. Now, as give and take, some people might put the Quest 3 on and think, okay, this is more comfortable than the Quest Pro, and vice versa. But like I said in all my videos, go try one, find one, and put it on your head to see how you feel. But personally, I think that the Quest 3's lightness makes it a little bit better in certain instances, but the Quest Pro's weight distribution makes it better in a lot of instances also. So, give and take. Let's talk about PCVR. Now, PCVR is one of the main reasons I got this headset, man. This headset right here, great for PCVR. Holy guacamole. It's a really good experience. A lot less latency in apps like Virtual Desktop. That chip really works. Now, the main thing is keeping that thing charged while you're PCVR. Whew, what? This thing died fast. I last like probably an hour and a half. Battery gone. Like, it's just put, done, bye. So while the Quest 3 does offer a better experience than PCVR with lower latency times and just all around better processing power, whew, man, that battery life is something else. Now, the Quest Pro does look a lot better when it comes to visual colors and stuff like that in PCVR, but when I was in Half-Life Alyx, I couldn't really read labels like I could with the Quest 3. So that clarity is something else, man. It's like the lenses on this thing, the resolution is up there. It's like really good, and so it makes games like Half-Life Alyx a totally different experience. When I first booted this up for Half-Life Alyx and I looked at it, I was like, wow, I'm seeing details in the gloves and the guns I've never seen before. I played a lot of hours of Half-Life Alyx. So it's like, man, like the Quest 3 is a really good PCVR device. And honestly, I would say it's the better of the two. And honestly, maybe even the best PCVR device out right now, debatably. I don't know who's really competing like that, but that Snapdragon XR2 chip kicks ass. With all that being said, if you have the Quest Pro for PCVR, it's not a bad headset because the colors in the Quest Pro do look beautiful. And the local dimming really helps get that more realistic view when it comes to playing like darker games or games with a lot more color palette. So, like I said before, the Quest Pro is still a good PCVR device, but when it comes to actual visual clarity, which I do like more, the Quest 3 goes supreme. Last thing we're gonna talk about, this is really like the nail in the coffin for a lot of people, is the price. The price for the Quest Pro is still 1,000 of them things, man. It's $1,000. That's a lot of dollars. $100 is already a lot of dollars. And making $1,000, like, damn. So a lot of money you spend on the Quest Pro, and it's kind of outdated when you think about it in terms of the Quest 3. The Quest 3 is $500. That's like half of them things, you know? It's $500 plus probably like another 100, maybe 150 to upgrade to, you know, it being actually comfortable. But if you're a person who's a freak of nature and can wear this thing, you know, with the thong strap without it hurting your head, that's $500 just base, and that's it. You're a freak of nature, but you're great. You know, you're saving money. So the Quest 3 is cheaper, and you kind of get more with it. You get more bang for your buck, more power. It's not bad. It's not a bad, you know, move, honestly. All right, guys, with all that being said, that's pretty much it for the one-to-one comparisons. Let's get to which headset is better for you. That's really the main reason why most of you are here. So I got a few cases of why each headset will be better. Let's get into it. All right, guys, let's talk about which headset you should get. So who else better to tell you about VR headsets other than Spider-Man himself? Or you can call me Spider Dude VR. Either one is fine. So for people who already have a Quest Pro and wonder if they should get a Quest 3, personally, I would say you really could wait. You really could wait depending on what you want. Now, if you want higher quality PC VR and you have a stronger PC, then yeah, you might want to get a Quest 3. If you want better mixed reality, yes, the Quest 3 is definitely going to be an upgrade. But if you already like the comfort of the Quest Pro, which the quality of mixed reality you already have, then definitely keep your Quest Pro because, I mean, comfort and mixed reality, to me, kind of outweighs the clarity of mixed reality with a lot of uncomfort, personally. Also, if you want a better standalone experience, you definitely want to get the Quest 3 because the Quest Pro is still being held back by that processor it has. And also, lastly, if you prefer the local dimming and just the colors that the Quest Pro lenses provide, you definitely want to stick with your Quest Pro at that point, because a lot of people I've noticed who switched over to the Quest 3 from the Quest Pro really don't like the fact that the colors aren't the same for both headsets and that they didn't include local dimming on the Quest 3. So there are definitely cases where you want to upgrade, and definitely cases where you don't want to downgrade, I guess, to a Quest 3. But more so, there are more reasons to upgrade to a Quest 3 versus reasons, to not. So I do definitely recommend it for certain people in the Quest Pro crowd, but some of you guys are going to want to keep your Quest Pros, obviously. So I would highly recommend you go to a Walmart, Best Buy, wherever you need to go to really try on the Quest 3 and see if you really like that fit. All right, guys, let's talk about people who don't have a Quest 3 or a Quest Pro. Personally, I recommend the Quest 3 as of right now. I can't justify spending $1,000 on something that has features that people might not use. And honestly, the $500 just does it better. You want more processing power, want to play better standalone VR. There's a lot of different options that the Quest 3 gives you that the Quest Pro simply is just too much extra for. Like, there's no real reason I can recommend somebody who doesn't have either to get a Quest Pro. Maybe my answer would be different if you get both headsets for $500, but obviously the Quest Pro isn't going down in price for a while, and they stopped making them. So the last ones that are out right now are kind of the last of them all. So at $500, the Quest 3 definitely defeats the Quest Pro in a lot of different ways. Higher resolution, higher processing power, better PC VR. There's just too many ways that, it could go. If you have a Quest 2, I definitely recommend the Quest 3 instead of the Quest Pro for the same reason. I mean, you might as well go from $299 to $500 instead of going from $299 to $1,000 for no reason. Especially on the headset that's kind of not being supported anymore because they stopped making them, like I said before. If you're also on the PC VR, I highly recommend the Quest 3 because this thing works, man. This thing really works. Go get one if you had the money. With that being said, I hope you guys liked the video. This is a real close one if you have a Quest Pro, but if you don't have a Quest Pro, it's kind of a no-brainer, to be honest with you. With that being said, for your man Spider Dude VR, go check out VRrock.com, use code MarkDudeVR, get 10% off your prescription lenses for your Quest 3 or any other VR headsets you have. Also, make sure you get you a VR cover. You're gonna need one of those for sure because the Quest 3 face interface is uncomfortable. So that's that by Spider Dude VR. Use code MarkDudeVR Q3. Get you 10% off. Have fun. All the links are in the bio below. And make sure you join the Discord, man. We're trying to go to Discord, trying to get to 100 people in the Discord. Come hang out with Spider Dude, man. But that's my boy Spider Dude VR. And remember, I'm just a dude with a mask and a VR headset. Peace.